Hello, hello. Welcome once again to Quoth Raven, Lewis Bright Raven. I'm your host, Lewis Bright Raven. We're waiting on one of our people to show up at the last
We're
minute.
waiting on Slowpoke Rodriguez.
But in the meantime, we're partly joined by Chris Hall. But we're waiting on John. We don't know what happened. He said, oh, there he is. Just showed up. There he is. He's getting set up.
Yep.
Hello, Slowpoke Rodriguez. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good.
I'll do that with reverberation and really slow on your
Right?
I'm kidding. Don't. I'm kidding.
Hello, Slowpoke Rodriguez.
Yeah, it's Friday. I mean, it's movie night. As soon as John's got his monitor the way he wants it, what happened? He just dropped out.
He did.
Yes. Usually he doesn't have this much problem getting things set up.
I think he's getting it on his. I think he's on his phone.
Yeah, that could be. But anyway.
Sorry about that.
That's okay.
Are you on your phone?
Yes.
That makes a problem, isn't it? What's wrong with your laptop today?
It is working fine up until like a minute ago, and then it decided to freeze, so I'm restarting it.
Oh, okay. And then if you need to jump over, you can. Okay, gotcha. Oh, Lord. I hope it's not one of those blue screens of death or something. But
Right?
No, not this time it isn't.
No, it's just like, I don't want to do the show. I'm just so tired.
That's about it, isn't it? Let's see. Okay, there's our thing going there. All right, we can't leave John out of the thing on the bottom there. Wouldn't be nice. So I didn't get to have dinner yet.
Sorry, dude.
Nah, that's the way it is.
Yeah.
But
it's the lifestyle of a podcaster.
Yes. So let's go ahead and get started since this is kind of a short episode in a way. I don't know how much we've got to really say, do we?
We will see.
All right. Batman vs. Yakuza League in 2025. Directed by Junpei Mizuzaki and Shinji Takagi. Written by Kazuki Nakashima. Yes, I say it that way because I had a friend in high school whose last name was Nakashima, and I always called him Nakashima. Which I don't know if it probably bugged the hell out of him, but I was too oblivious at the time to care. I hate to say that, but it's truth.
Well, she was your friend, so she must not have minded too much.
Oh no, he was a very quiet person.
Mm.
The only time he wasn't quiet was on a basketball court. But anyway, produced by Takanari Yamaguchi, starring the American voice cast of Joe Daniels, Houston Hayes, David Mantraga, Nathan Wilson, Bryce Bogus, David Harbold, Carly Hoch, Molly Searcy, John Vermillion, Scott Gibbs, Cyrus Rodas, Benjamin McLaughlin, Annie Wild, Aaron Campbell, and John. I think it's Swayze.
I think it is Swayze.
But anyway, music by Yugo Kano. Production companies: Warner Brothers Japan, DC Entertainment, and Warner Brothers Animation. Kamikaze Duga, Yamato Works, Barnum Studio. Lots of stuff in that one. Distributed by Warner Brothers Pictures and Warner Home Entertainment. Release date of March 18th, 2025, with a running time of 89 minutes. What is it about? Well, all right, we'll try and describe this mess. Only a day after returning from the past from the movie Batman Ninja from 7 years ago, Batman and his allies discover that the world is not quite the same as they had left it. The entire island of Japan no longer exists on our world, and neither do the heroes of the Justice League. But before they can get a handle on what is going on, Yakuza literally start raining from the skies. Yes, you read that right. As a consequence of their fight with Gorilla Grodd and his Quake Machine and Batman Ninja, alterations to the reality from out of nowhere, and now it's raining men from the sky. Sadly, either they didn't think to call the Weather Girls or the licensing rights were too expensive to use the song. It's raining men, hallelujah, it's raining men. Anyway, the entire islands of Japan have gone missing and reappears the giant fissure in the sky that deploys jetpack Yakuzas amongst their various weather patterns. Upon investigation, the Bat family discovers that Japan is above Gotham City and is an alternate reality where only the Yakuza exist, ruled by the evil Hagane, also known as the Steel family. Gee, I wonder who's the Steel family, right? Much
Right.
Like Earth 3 crime syndicate, each evil boss of the Hagane are multiverse variants of Superman, Karaku, Green Lantern, Jessica, Flash, Bari, and Aquaman, Asa. Incidentally, due to the meddling of their mysterious Oyabon, or Yakuza boss, they unwittingly become powerful pawns in an incursion plot because the boss, who I'll not reveal if you haven't seen it, is trying to basically take this alternate reality and invade our Earth and take over. More specifically, our antagonist uses an advanced version of the Quake engine that from Gorilla Grodd, as if this guy is actually remotely smart enough to do that, but we'll go ahead. An advanced version of the Quake engine that fold realities at will like origami. As goofy as this sounds, using origami to take on the extremely common Gills Deluxe or Deluxe holding space metaphor is simplistic enough to get the point across quickly, and it is fitting to the cultural infrastructure of the movie. So I'm not mad about that, but it does come across as incredibly silly. Naturally, of course, Batman and his allies must stop this invasion and incursion, including teaming up with versions of Wonder Woman, Harley Quinn, and the Joker to do it. But just who is the mysterious Yakuza boss controlling the League? And what is their agenda? Chris, John, oh boy, here we go. You guys.
So who wants to go first?
You were John.
I hated this movie. This was a jumbled mess of nonsense. It was like they took each character and they turned them up to 32, like, or 50, or they just turned them up all the way. And it was like someone said, I want you to make a Batman movie that's like an anime, but the person had never seen anime. So they asked their friend who had also never seen anime, said, well, what's an anime like? And they're like, I don't know. They yell a lot. They scream a lot. They flash their weapons around a lot. Okay, cool. That's what I'll do. The worst Batman voice portrayal I have ever heard in my life. It was so bad. The rest of the characters, the voices were okay, but still annoying and screamy. I really did not like this movie.
Okay.
John?
Anything else, Chris?
No, that's it.
Okay.
John?
So first of all, let me just say that before last night, I had not seen the original Batman Ninja either. So I watched the original before I watched this, and it's a good thing I did, because had I not watched the original, I would have had zero clue what was going on. And I found Yakuza hard enough to follow anyway. So, um, and to your point on the voice casting, um, so it's like the original had, voice actors who I recognized, like, they had Roger Craig Smith as Batman, and Tara Strong, Fred Tatasciore, Tom Kenny, Will Friedle, like people who, like, I recognized and admired their work. And I didn't recognize anybody from this voice cast, which is not to say that it was terrible per se, but I agree with your point about Batman. Like, to me, and this was Joe Daniels, and to me, this Batman spoke almost in a monotone the entire film, and it took me out.
Yep. What should we do about that, Batman? I don't know, Robin. I think we should go up there and save the day. That's like, yeah.
And I just have to say, Harley Quinn. Now, to be fair, I've never been a fan of Harley Quinn. She's one of those characters that I've never understood the appeal for. But in things like Batman the animated series, and even like Batman Beyond Return of the Joker, like, she was okay. She was tolerable.
Mm-hmm.
In Batman Ninja, like, I kept wanting her to shut up. And like that, I will say that fight she had with Catwoman was like one of the best things in that movie. But here, she annoyed me so much that I kept thinking, Batman, somebody please just knock her lights out. Like, it's just, oh my gosh.
Yeah, they took her and they turned her up to 50.
Well, not just that, but I mean, so basically in the scene where she's up against Haruka, the Superman analogy, and she's throwing everything at him and it's just bouncing off of him, you were like, please fry her.
Yes.
Oh, that's bad. That's so bad.
Why does everybody have to, like, yell out their name and like, I am the golden eagle goddess. Look as I show you my golden eagle.
There was a lot of kind of tributes to certain other anime in here that weren't necessary to anything. They were just done, it seems like. We'll get to that in a little bit. But yeah, it was something else. So neither of you two liked this film at all, basically.
No, and Aquaman with his, watch as I throw my, spinning Haganuki attack from my trident, which is blah, 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 blah. Oh my god.
I'm laughing. I'm sorry. Okay, here's what I think. This film is very much a turn your brain off and enjoy the ride movie, because the minute you think about the plot, the whole thing falls apart. John, you commented, you asked me if you needed to watch it before, and I said I didn't think so, because I figured the hell the movie was 8 years ago, and I didn't see where this movie would have anything to do with that. More fool I. I'm glad you did watch it beforehand, because you would have had, like you said, you would have had no clue what the hell was going on if you hadn't watched the first one. I had to rewatch the first one before I watched this one, because I was like, But it, like you say, it didn't help much. I didn't mind this film. I actually thought it was better than Batman Ninja because it made the Justice League the villains instead of stupid ass city mechas in the first film. But that being said, I was disappointed in some ways because none of the villains are really written at their full strength. They even made the comment as such in the movie that they were lucky it wasn't the real Justice League, specifically the real Flash, or the Bat family would supposedly have not been able to pull any of their tricks off to stop them. I'm not so sure I agree with that. It seems to me that so long as they followed Bruce's plans, they would manage to beat any Justice League, as has been proven more than once in the comics, which is part of why this film is kind of lame, because we've seen all this nonsense before in comics and television where the Justice League are either brainwashed or controlled magically or whatever, and Batman's the only one who can stop them, and he does. So it's like, what was the point of this? It was interesting that they used Jessica Cruz as the Green Lantern instead of the more well-known Green Lanterns. But because she's not as well-known or as experienced a character as her counterparts, she probably did fit the role they needed in this film more easily. One of the things I really didn't like was their tributes to like Gotcha Man, and there was a scene where Alfred goes, "I've got a movie for you all to see to what we're going to do," and they do like this really weird sort of pseudo Gotcha Man type cartoon movie presentation where they all get caught in chairs and go flying through tubes, and they get in like a bat Phoenix plane and they go flying. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Having to do with anything? Oh my god, it was terrible.
Alfred was the only character I liked.
Well, yes, Alfred as the character was fine, but I just...
And why was Flash completely off his fucking rocker insane? Just like, I'm the fastest man alive! What the hell was that?
Here's what I want to know is, how could he wear shoes? Did you notice he was wearing those wooden shoes?
Uh-huh.
It's like he's running super fast. I can't even make the freaking sound effect. I mean, it would be like... and they wouldn't last. They'd just burn away from the freaking speed, yeah. The friction. It's like, what's the point of that? I don't understand. It's just...
Oh, maybe they were Speed Force wooden sandals.
Yeah, Speed Force wooden sandals. And of course, if you're wearing... if you're running like crazy, why would you wear that big ass freaking hat? That's so much freaking wind friction.
Well, I think they were trying. I think that was like an ode to like Raiden.
Yeah, it was. I mean,
you know, God of lightning, thunder, speed, fast. Yeah.
It's kind of like, but yeah, it was bad. The only thing I really thought was really funny in the movie was the very end of the movie, where everything goes back to normal, and Damian, who had his head shaved and had a weird, what are those things called? The tail thingies in the martial arts. They
I'm not sure what those are.
He had that from the end of Batman Ninja, and he's like, "Oh my gosh, overnight my hair's all grown back. I don't look like an idiot." And by the end of the movie, it's back, and he's like, "Oh my god, oh my god!" That was hilarious, and because it's so not Damien, that's why it was so hilarious.
Right.
Damien didn't give a shit. Is it real Damien? He'd be like, whatever.
No.
Still gonna kick your ass, you know?
Right. Yeah.
But then he's like hiding in his bedroom, and Alfred comes into the bedroom during the credit scene, and he's like, "Master Damien, don't talk to me! Don't talk to me! I can't be seen in public! Oh my god!" He goes, "Well, maybe we could try this wig." That was like the funniest thing in the whole movie to me. And that was silly, but you know, I mean, it was just, I don't know.
It was mildly amusing.
Yeah. I liked the Wonder Woman character. I actually liked the Jessica Cruz character in so much of what they were allowed to do with that character. But most of this stuff is just so been there.
Well, I think,
you know,
like I did like her too, partly because she seemed to be the only character that wasn't turned up to 50.
Oh,
Right,
which one
yeah,
was
she was the only one that wasn't a spaz.
that? Which one?
Jessica Cruz.
Okay. Well,
She was a little more reserved.
that's true because they didn't know how to do that. Well, I don't know. Wonder Woman wasn't exactly. She was mostly reserved unless she was actually fighting.
She was very very militant.
Well, she's always pretty militant to me. I mean, she is an Amazonian, after
Right.
all.
Yeah.
But,
Oh yeah. From the island of Amazonia.
yeah. Anyway, no, I don't know. We were all very disappointed, obviously, and that's a shame because I don't know.
And you're a giant anime fan. You love anime.
Yeah, and I could not get it. I mean, I watched it. I was like, okay, the anime is nice to look at, but there's no story to this. It's just a very loose recycling of other people's plots that we've already seen a million times. And it's like, who cares? We know that we know Batman's going to win. We know he's going to find a way to, either defeat all the villains and they're just going to be all the crime syndicate types and be put in jail or put away, or the Justice League is going to come to their senses and become heroes. Well, we know that's the options. And when you know that ahead of time, you've either got to give me something that's really a real twist at the end, a twist of how you're doing it, or you're just going to be bored with it. And I think that's what a lot of us were just jaded and bored with it.
Yeah. Although I have to say, I did enjoy Aquaman attacking Wonder Woman with 2 giant koi fish.
That was interesting. Yeah, that was interesting. They came up with some interesting designs and some interesting ideas. I mean, but
poorly executed.
In the overall construct of how they put it together, yes. But I mean, they defeat Aquaman with the sonic water sphere. There was some interesting things going on, but it was just, I don't know. It could have been done better. But I don't think we're going to be watching any more Batman Ninja ones after this one. Do you?
Nope.
No, sir. Nope.
Okay.
You can tell us that's what we're watching, and we're going to be like, nope. I'm watching Batman Cape Crusaders. All right.
Yeah, or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll take Female Penguin over this.
Okay. Like I say, it's all there, just a barely there movie is what I call it. Chris gave it a 2.5, which I think he's probably feeling generous about.
Right.
John gave it a 1.5. And
Yep.
I gave it a 2.5 as well. I was a little bit surprised that you guys scored it as low as you did. I was expecting 2 to 3s from you guys, but I guess, this just really was as bad a movie as I thought it was.
It was so annoying. Oh my God. I had such a hard time getting through this. Unless you are like the biggest Justice League, alternate elsewhere story fan or an anime fan, stay away from this one.
Okay. So next week, Monster fan, who hasn't said hello, but hopefully he'll show this or watch this episode. He may not because he wasn't even interested in this film because it wasn't on Tubi. We heard you. We've been picking films that are not available for you to watch as readily as some. And that's Chris throwing all those neat channels at me and making me be all cool with the latest silly stuff. But anyway, we're going to step back from the Marvening and the DC TV and the Warses and stuff. And return to next week.
Was that
The Marvney and the DC TV and the Warses and the Precious.
Yes. We'll return to next week with what we hope will be a cool horror film, H.P. Lovecraft's The Whisper in Darkness. And you guys can't read what that says.
now you just wait. It's going to be a sucky movie and we'll all regret it.
Yep.
You know, typically the Lovecraft adaptations are pretty crappy, but I have not seen this one, so we will check it out.
Yeah, we'll hope. We'll hope. So never mind what I think. We're gonna we'll try and do something better for you next week. Oh Lord. Oh, but you can catch me at Facebook at Lewis.Raven, Bright Raven, on the Muskrat channel X at Lewis Bright Raven 2. See my artwork at deviantart.com/BrightRaven. Chris's art at Fatboy73 for deviantart.com/Fatboy73. You've been watching Quoth Raven Lewis Bright Raven exclusively on YouTube. And if you want to email us, give us suggestions for other films that hopefully won't be as bad as this one was, Quoth the Raven LBR72 at gmail.com or Lewis Bright Raven at yahoo.com. If you want to reach out to Chris, it's ghthrowingstones at gmail.com. If you want to try and reach out to John and maybe like throw him a bone for all the acting he does, because he's been off doing his theater work a lot lately, Ray Figaro at hotmail.com. And tomorrow, Chris, what do you got for us?
Tomorrow is our episode of Throwing Stones, Glass House Presents, and we are going to have Dave Alvarez. We finished the interview today. It is unfortunately going to be a pre-recorded interview because David is going to be out of town in Japan. Mm-hmm. But it was a great interview. It was great getting to meet David, and it's going to be a fantastic show.
Okay, and for those who don't know who David Alvarez, could you tell them who that is?
David Alvarez is not only works with David at Glass House, he is a prominent storyboard artist and character designer for Disney and Warner Brothers.
Okay. And
he's worked on Bugs Bunny stuff. He's worked on all kinds of different cool things.
It's like, and he seriously, he draws the Looney Tunes characters as good as or not better than anybody I've ever seen.
They are so on model. It's fantastic. And we got to look at some of his personal artwork, and he's got submissions that he did for like a new Ghostbusters show. He's got some cool like Chris Saunders like mermaid stuff. It's really cool. A lot of cool artwork. So. And
that will be tomorrow at 8 p.m. on the Glass House Throwing Stones podcast.
Yep, on YouTube.
On YouTube. So make sure you look up Glass House Throwing Stones, and you'll find it. Of course, unfortunately, John won't get to watch it on time because he's going to see. Tomorrow, you're going to see Lilo and Stitch, the movie, the new one.
Yes, and then I'm going with a friend to see a local production of Monty Python's Spam-A-Lot.
Mm-hmm. So you'll be catching up on that one on Sunday, I guess, after church.
Yep.
Okay. And I hear that you have a new venture, John.
A what?
You started a channel. It's called Only Grands, and you sit there and you pose with baby grand pianos. And people can pay you to watch you just pose with baby grand pianos. Only Grands.
Now, I don't think he understands I don't think he gets the joke.
Like OnlyFans, but with pianos.
Now he's gonna do it.
Hit that C sharp for me, baby. I'll give you $50.
Okay, and on that note, we're gonna call it a night, folks.
Yes. But what a high note to end it on after that movie we endured. Thank you.
Yes. All right, folks. Catch you next time. Quoth the Raven. Nevermore.
Nevermore.